What's going on, guys? So this was by far the best episode of Gotham this season. It was hella awesome, but this video is basically going to be dominated by the Mad Hatter and Enigma bottle shit. So let me get all the other stuff out of the way right now. First order of business, Jim just kill Barbara already. Everybody in the audience will not have a problem with it. I'm just telling you, man, she has been so much trouble for you. Just put a bullet in her head already, man. She freaking tried to kill you and Lee a billion times. She freaking just gave up Lee in your whole life story to freaking Riddler and got your new chick shot. When are you gonna learn that you just need to put her down? You have no problem with killing people. Kill Barbara already, Jim. Next up, we freaking saw Captain Barnes get all freaking and get all ragey and shit. And so, yeah, I still don't think he's Bane. I still don't think he's Bane because Bane doesn't rage like that. He's controllable, freaking, you know, and he's just smarter and blah, 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 whatever. I don't think he's Bane still. And I really don't know who he could be. So I'm going to do a little research into probably older Batman type characters. Maybe they're going to make him an old school villain or something like that. I don't really know. I'm going to do some research to see if I can find anybody that might fit this type of like character. Because I just don't know. I don't believe it's Bane. And a lot of you are saying Solomon Grundy. I have said this before, guys, in other videos. Solomon Grundy is not going to be someone we've already seen. The producers of Gotham have come out and said that Solomon Grundy will not be a reanimated character from the past or somebody we've seen on the show before. Lastly, loved what that little kid Luke was wearing. It seemed very Penguin-esque, striped shirt, nice little coat and stuff. It just seemed like how Penguin would dress if he was a kid. And I thought that was just a cool little thing. And he just looked very like Addams Family for some reason. Luke, you're cool. Also, can I just say that I absolutely love Valerie Vale. Like, I am starting to really like her character. I love her sass, her quick wit. It's fucking great. How she was saying how, what's his name is a PI, and she's all like, oh yeah, you must love life. You get to drink whiskey all day and have sex with me. Like, those comments are awesome. I love me a woman that has a little sass and attitude, but she's not a complete bitch and stuff like that. It is awesome, and I'm really loving freaking Valerie Vale's character. Now, let's move on to the Mad Hatter, because like I said, this is by far the best episode of this season, and this is exactly what I wanted to see from Mad Hatter. It is just, oh my god, this was so good. The rhyming, the freaking setups of the TVs, and like the making you choose kind of situations. This was such a good episode, and the way, whoever wrote this, write more shit, okay? Because you wrote really awesome stuff. And man, this was really good. Seriously though, the rhyming in this episode to be like, you know, very childish and Mad Hattery was on point. And I love the dorkiness. Like when Gordon kept hanging up the phone on him and he was like, stop doing that, Gordon! Like I freaking loved that little twitchiness and like pissed offness of him in this. Oh my, I think they picked like the perfect guy to play the Mad Hatter in this show. And, man, like, his acting in this was so good. The scene at the end, when Gordon's trying to make him go crazy, and he's all like, no, no, like, that, oh my god, I was like, dude, like, this is so fucking awesome. This was, I can't say it enough, this was the best episode of this season, and I'm absolutely loving the Mad Hatter. And next episode looks even better. Okay, let's go ahead and cover a few things. If you guys didn't catch on to it, the dude in all white is supposed to symbolize the White Rabbit, the one that is supposed to lead, like Alice, to, you know, the freaking hole that she's supposed to fall down to. He was leading Gordon to where he needed to go. So yeah, white creepy dude symbolizes the little white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. I want to ask this question now. What would you guys do if you were Jim Gordon and you were doing the whole freaking Mad Hatter game? Would you have saved the kid, or would you have saved the freaking bride and groom? Because that's 2 lives versus 1. But you could say those people had time to live. That kid hasn't had time to live. So, what would you pick? Who would you pick? Would you let them all die? Would you pick the kid? Would you pick the freaking couple? I don't know. And you have to choose, well, you don't have to choose one, but if you don't choose one, then they all die. So, I don't know. I'd probably do what Gordon did and pick the kid, because I don't know if I can have the freaking mindset of you let a kid die. That's just really weird. Also, in the other situation where he let both the doctor and the freaking other guy die, would you allow that to happen? Or would you pick one where you'd have to kill one of them yourself? And who would you pick? Lee or Valerie Vale? This is why I love this. Like, the freaking idea of having to make a choice or everybody dies is really crazy. It just brings me back to the last episode of The Walking Dead. Like, that was insane, and I just love suspense like that. And to see that Gordon, you know, he saw the consequences of not picking somebody and people died. So he had to pick one at the end, and it was really crazy, and I loved it. Speaking of that great acting by the Mad Hatter, at the end of the scene, when freaking Gordon was trying to make him go crazy, and like, oh my god, I just loved that scene so much, because he got in his face and he was just like so crazy, and then he calmed down. He was like, oh Gordon, you're trying to make me lose, or whatever, you know, he was saying, or blah blah blah, whatever. It was just so good. Like, I love that whole sequence. But in that whole thing, my freaking theory of, you know, Mad Hatter being a pedo was 100% true. And that's what he comes from, the game and the comics and all that. He's just very, like, really weird and more than likely a pedophile. And Gordon just basically confirmed that, because he was like, your sister told me the things you used to do to her, and blah, blah, blah. So we got the confirmation that this Mad Hatter is straight up a pedophile, rapist, sexually assaulty type person. Next question I gotta ask you guys is, who did you think Gordon was going to pick? Were you thinking it was gonna be Vale or Lee? I am really glad he said Lee, because that means he's looking to move forward with Vale and he was trying to save her. Or maybe in his mind he was like, you know what, whoever I say, he's gonna do the opposite. So maybe he really loved Lee and that's why he said her name. But she didn't let him explain at the end of the episode, so we may never know. I think we're gonna find out. But I like that he's picking Vale over that. And, not gonna lie, Gotham, you've had this chance multiple times this season already. When you got people at gunpoint, I want you to just blast somebody and kill them for sure. None of this freaking like, oh my god, we're gonna save their lives and they're gonna be in future episodes. No. If Mad Hatter would have just blasted Vicky Vale and she like died right then and there, I would have been like, woo! But no, they gotta freaking do the, oh my god, we're gonna save you, and blah 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 kind of shit. No, give me some suspense. Give me some freaking like, oh shit, I cannot believe that happened, and then I gotta run to work and be like, did you guys see what happened on Gotham yesterday? But nobody at my job watches that show, so I can't really talk to anybody about it. That would have been so great. Just give me a straight up kill, Gotham. None of this like, oh, you can go away, Fish Mooney, or oh, you're gonna live, Vicky Vale, Valerie Vale, whatever I've been saying this whole time. Whatever. I thought that would have been so shocking, and Mad Hatter would have just been like, what the beep? If he would have freaking just blasted Valerie Vale to hell. Probably the biggest shocker of this whole episode was the Miss Kringle doppelganger showing up, or aka Lady Riddler, as I like to say. There is no Lady Riddler, but she talked in riddle to Nigma. That is like dirty talk to freaking Edward Nigma if you give him a riddle and he's just like, oh man, they're gonna... I am so glad that they brought back a Miss Kringle doppelganger, and now she's blonde. I don't know about you guys, but I thought she was super gorgeous and sexy, and now they're bringing her back, and now she's gonna be like Lady Nigma, and she's like blonde and shit, and she's gonna be different. I know I forget what her name is in the show now, but Miss Kringle returns. And man, oh man, is this going to cause some shit. Because we basically know that Penguin has confirmed that he's gay, or just more than likely bisexual if they want to be able to do more storylines down the way. But he has admitted that he has feelings for Nigma, but Nigma has never admitted having feelings for Oswald. He just says that he would do anything for him, and bros do anything for each other. You know, I got your back, bro, I got your back. So that's how Nigma could see Penguin, but Penguin's starting to have feelings. And he's like, oh man, I love you, Nigma, and all that shit. But Penguin is about to get jelly with freaking new Miss Kringle showing up. Oh shit! He is going to be like the jelly girlfriend or jelly boyfriend in this show. And could Penguin possibly kill the new Miss Kringle so he could actually be in love with Nigma, and it's gonna start that feud I was talking about of Riddler versus Penguin, and it's gonna be like, oh shit! I'm telling you right now, I think that freaking Nigma is going to tell Penguin about this new Miss Kringle. freaking Penguin's gonna get all jelly, and he's gonna be like, check this woman out, and blah, blah, blah. And somehow, she is going to die, and Riddler is going to find out that it was Penguin, and that is gonna start this major feud between both of them. He will probably frame Oswald somehow to get him out of the mayor's office, and then they're going to hate each other, and man, oh man, I think I just created a storyline.